For my A2 ancillary text and main production, I had to produce a website, poster and trailer as a cross-promotion advertising a film, all conveying the horror genre. I immediately wanted each of the three pieces to have a recognisable house style in order for there to be an obvious link between them and a link to the horror genre. I therefore used white Trajan Pro text when writing and creating the title Midnight Messenger. I used this on both my website and poster. Then me and Zoe looked at each other's final posters and websites and decided to use my title for the trailer. Therefore, the trailer also included the same generic house style as the others. We decided on the supernatural psychological subgenre of the film, as we believe this would most appeal to our target audience of young adults 15 and over. I have tried to convey my subgenre throughout the poster. I have used a three-colour palette of red, white and black, conventionally found in horror film posters. I used black to show darkness and nighttime, when horror films are usually set. I used white because it shows mystery and an ulterior life form, normally ghosts, which links to the subgenre of supernatural. I then used red to show anger and danger, linking to the horror genre, but it is often used in slasher films to connote blood. However, as my trailer isn't a slasher, I didn't want to overuse the colour red. As you can see, I have used a central clock of an image which is set to midnight. This then links directly to the title Midnight Messenger, and also shows that it's not a slasher horror film, as slashers normally use weapons such as knives or masks like shown in Scream films. Conventionally, the star names are at the top of the poster. Then you can see that the title is underneath them and has large font so it stands out. You can also see that I have used white writing for the title, but it also has a darker overlay. In the background of the title there is a red blood stain. I used it to show that it is a horror film, but I didn't put it too big because my film is not a slasher. Also, I followed generic conventions of a horror film poster, as I included the certificate which is at the bottom, so it was apparent who my audience was. I also used film credits, for example the film director and producer, which is at the bottom in white writing, which is conventionally found in horror film posters. I made up a website name and put that at the bottom central in red font so it's notable where people can go to find out more information about it. My tagline and release date are also on the poster. My release date is in red and it comes out on the 12th of the 12th of the 12th, representing the midnight theme. And my tagline also includes midnight as well. My website has several interactive features which I think will aim well to a younger audience, which is my target audience. You can see that on the left hand side I've got a Twitter feed, directly linked to official Midnight Messenger page. I've also got links to Twitter and Facebook pages. There's several moving images, one that's for the cast showing the two main characters and the names. I've got music that automatically plays, and I have the release date. The main image, which is central, you can see is a moon, and it transforms into a clock at midnight, which therefore links also to my poster quite well because that has a main image of a clock which is central. The title Midnight Messenger is generically at the top of the website, which is normally on all websites, not just horror film websites. There are also links to trailer, poster and synopsis, so it's multi-functional. And it's also got the titles, which is like the producer, and the production logos on it, so yeah, again it links well to the poster because they have the same elements on them. I've also used the same colours of red, white and black, normally found in horror film websites, which is similar to Scream 4's website, because they use the same three colours, and it also in keeping with my poster, which showing that they both link well together and come as a package. I have used the same font, Trajan Pro, for the text in the trailer, which I have used in the poster and website as well. I have again used the same three colours, red, white and black, as a way of showing a consistent house star throughout all the three texts. Zoe and me looked at each other's titles and decided to use mine in the trailer. We then decided that we would use her font for the release date which is in red as it stands out against a black background. Conventionally in horror films, the last scene is used to make the audience jump. Therefore, we used a clip showing the main character looking in the mirror, and the audience can see that the horror character, the messenger, is behind her. There then is a close-up of the messenger character zooming in. We wanted to create suspense, which is usually found in horror films, through using a montage of clips increasing in speed, matched with a faint heartbeat. The increase in speed is conventional, as I also viewed Scream 4's trailer, and they also use this technique to build up suspense, where it begins slow and gradually increases. Again in the trailer, we use several clips of the time at midnight to reflect our theme, and therefore linking to both the title, Midnight Messenger, and the other two texts as they did the same. We also use different props showing messages, which helps reflect the name of the trailer, so the audience are fully aware of the meaning. We also tried to present the idea that no one knows what the messenger is through the dialogue. This then promotes itself to the thought that it is not human, therefore reflecting my supernatural subgenre. So, through looking at each of my products, they work well individually and are even more successful as a whole package too. I've made sure that there are several things repeated in all three texts, such as the title, the tagline, the colour scheme of red, white and black, the font Trajan Pro, and the images I used, for example, the repetition of the clock at midnight. This is what professional films do in order to advertise through a range of mediums effectively, creating a whole film package, but so each piece can also advertise the film individually, successfully. Through looking back on the three pieces, there were several parts which I was proud of. I was very proud of what I created on Adobe Flash in order to go onto my website. I worked very hard to make an image I took of the moon transform into a clock at midnight. I also liked my image I took of a pocket watch and the way I edited it on Photoshop. I tinted the image to give it a dark look to help us across the horror genre, which comes across well in the poster. I believe that all three pieces I made were successful, but overall my website was the most successful because it also advertises both the poster and the trailer in it. It's interactive, which is very popular with a younger audience, and it has several interactive features on it, which is a bit more interesting. Younger people today are using the internet more as well, so therefore they'll be more likely to view the website than they would the poster. I looked at other horror film websites such as 13 Ghosts, and I believe my film website was probably on par with it. However, I also looked at Scream 4's website, and it has a lot of interactivity. However, I thought that there may be they used too much interactivity. It was a bit complicated to direct your way around it, so I took this on board when creating mine. I also think that it will go down well with my target audience, because there are links to social networking sites like Twitter and Facebook, so they can go and find out more information about the film from these sites, which will probably appeal to them a lot more as they'll go on these sites regularly. So, therefore, my website, I believe, targets the audience most effectively, as teenagers and young adults are increasingly using the internet to access all relevant information, so I believe that the website will probably be viewed the most. However, YouTube is also extremely popular with a young audience, so the trailer would also be popular for our target audience as it's free to use and easy to access. I think if I were to make changes to one of the texts, I would change the trailer. This is because when comparing it to other trailers such as Scream 4 and Paranormal Activity, it's clear that it's not professionally made. I think that this is obviously due to the lack of time we had to make the film and the money. So professional films have large budgets and a team of experts making the trailer, so can afford props, actors and locations and special effects to make it look even better. What also proved difficult was that there were just two people in our group, so it was hard when using the equipment and time management for the actors as well to get everyone together at the same time. I have used Adobe Photoshop in the making of each of the texts. Each of my three pieces had links to Photoshop. I put together all of my elements in Photoshop from a poster, including editing the image and creating the text. For the website, I edited the entire range of images which I used, and then I transported them into Adobe Flash to make them moving images. From a trailer, I created the text in Adobe Photoshop as well as the title, so Adobe Photoshop was very useful in creating all three of the pieces. As I created the poster and website first, this has influenced some of my decisions when creating certain aspects of my trailer. It's also allowed me to change some of my original ideas for the trailer. For example, I decided to highlight the theme of a clock at midnight in the trailer, more than I may have done if I hadn't produced the website and poster first, as they have both contained images of clocks, and I wanted to show the consistency throughout. I also think it influenced my decision to use Trajan Pro in the trailer, as I wanted to convey a consistent house style throughout all three pieces. I believe my skills have developed vastly throughout the entire A2 Media year. At the start of the year, I was totally new to using Adobe Premiere. However, now I feel confident that I could use it again in the future through my experience of editing the trailer. I also had not previously used the camera equipment, so I enjoyed the experience as it has increased my skills in this area. Also, although I vaguely knew how to use Adobe Flash, through creating the website I've definitely enhanced my skills in Adobe Flash and reinforced them, and also made me much more confident when using Adobe Photoshop as well.